Good morning, hi, good evening, and hello to everybody who is watching the live chat and who is here for the replay. The chat has been scrolling. Sorry, I was reading the chat and realized I probably should go live. So, first things first, just to, get things out of the way. My brain's a little fuzzy. And I don't know how long I'll live stream for today. I'm feeling a lot better than yesterday, I have to say. And for those of you that don't know, I am very allergic to dust, as in ridiculously allergic. And we did some stuff in our bedroom and realized that there was this corner that we hadn't really gotten into for a long time. It had how you have that dumping room where you normally dump like a whole pile of boxes and then never touch them again? Well, that was actually in the corner of our bedroom, and we needed to maneuver some things around to make some room, and we moved those boxes out. And I probably should have worn a mask or something, but I didn't, and I had a pretty bad reaction. So we'll see how it goes. It's been a long day. It's actually quite warm in here. I've just turned the heater off. Tim offered to put the heater on early, so I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And now this room is really hot. So I will be taking off my beautiful cowl, but my cowl is 100% finished, as in it is, all the ends are woven in, it has been washed, it has been blocked, it is ready for wearing. So this is how it came out, everybody. I'm so excited with it. It looks fantastic. Helps if I try and hold it up straight. It's, for those of you that are wondering, it's the Manic Monday cowl. It was a free pattern. I'm just gonna change to another camera angle. So it is. I'll just move that out of the way. It is the Manic Monday cowl. That's where my neck sits. Obviously, it's kicking it up. And I just use scrap yarn. I mean, the pattern said to use all the little bonbons or something from Nurturing Fibers. And I was just like, I've got a million scraps. So I went in and just used scraps. Now, my neighbors have just decided to start up a car. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. It's very loud in here. It's very distracting, I must say. But I love this. It's quite light. I probably should weigh it. I don't have any scales handy. I can't do it right now. I don't know, maybe 100, 150 grams in total. So if you wanted to just use one skein of yarn that does the variegation thing or the semi-solid thing. So thank you, Jackie Doyle, for throwing that link in. I saw that, Kathy, Chantel's queen, out with, I went and got my queen out. I've been feeling particularly guilty about some of the projects I have not completed, and I have quite a few. And then I started another project, so I was just like, no, this other project is very small. I'm working on a gorgeous amigurumi. I haven't done amigurumi in years, and while I was at the Crochet Guild conference, I was able to help out with a class because one of the instructors was stuck in lockdown. So I was able to run sort of the technical end, so she could run it as like a pretty hands-on Zoom class. And so I was able to run around the room and be the hands while she was sort of in another state. So we were really lucky that we were able to do this. So I've been working on what's it called? It's Aurora the Unicorn. And it is an amigurumi by the Little Crochet Hook. And if someone can pop a link in from the link list, that'd be great. I tried to be organized. Sally asked for a link list. So I was like, hey, that's a brilliant idea. So I made up this link list, and the Little Crochet Hook's Etsy store is in there. Now, what I wanted to mention it for is because I had been hunting for the little eyes. With amigurumi, how they have little eyes. And I was able to find like heaps of like bigger eyes, like for bears and things like that, but nothing tiny. And then I realized that Erina's Etsy store has little eyes in it. So here we go. So these are the little 5mm eyes, and they're so tiny and they're really nice. Like, how some of the eyes you buy, the plastic's a bit jagged? This stuff's really smooth. I'll see if I can get one out. And they've got a different kind of back as well. So they've got this sort of disc that locks it in and it stays flat, which is lovely. but the plastic has been really well finished. So I don't know if I've made this any easier or not. There's no burring or anything like that in the plastic. So, I mean, that makes things a lot easier. So I'm going to give those a go. If you want to try them out, she's got a few different sizes there, but I was able to get 5mm eyes, which was just something I hadn't been able to source anywhere else. So I was just really happy to be able to get those. Erin is also really lovely, and she seems to ship quite quickly. I've ordered a couple of things from her now, and ships very, very, very fast. So I was surprised by that. Now, my second order, I did pay for express post, but like anything, express post doesn't mean express packing. It just means you choose an express post option. So, sorry. Hang on. That's better. Oh, tea today. The tea we have today in our Fiberific Ninja Cup is the French Earl Grey from Tea for Talia, and it's lovely. I have to be careful with French Earl Greys because some people stick lavender in them. And as we know, me and lavender are not friends. Oh, goodness me. Okay, I'm just having a quick look in the chat. Lots of comments coming through. Chaos Creator says, is it possible that I've been making her feel guilty? Not really. I mean, you're definitely an audible voice, but my inner monologue has been like every time I go to start something, it's just like, Chaos Creator, that's not the link for the little crochet hook. Her Etsy site's got her eyes on it, just saying. Naughty. There you go, Sally. Sally's got it. Awesome job. Game Widows wants to know, do I take spinning or something else to knit group today? Both. Always both. Freaky's a game. I'm with you, Freaky. Take all that you can carry. That's exactly right. Are you using the same mug? Cha-ching, snap. If you would like to get your own mug, let's see if I can do this. If you like to get your own mug, you can grab one at fiberific.redbubble.com. So yeah. Delicious. Such a good salesperson. Leanne's Craft Room says, I did purchase the little hook crochet to go with my patterns. Purchase eyes from the little hook crochet. Awesome. Good morning, Leslie Grant. So good to be here. So good to have you here. There you go. The Etsy link for the little hook. Thank you. Is Tea for Talia available in the USA? I actually don't know the answer to that question. You'd have to check. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be. It's tea. I can't see why they wouldn't let it through, but I'm not sure. Jackie Doyle, Earl Grey is bergamot, not lavender. I agree, but some people stick the little lavender flowers in for pretties, and it stresses me out. All the projects. Yes, all the projects for the Game of Widows. I agree. Okay, I'm going to go back there. I've been posting photos and TikToks of my queen, and Chantel is guilty conscienced. I've been watching John crochet on TikTok, and if you guys don't follow John on TikTok, it is quite funny and very fun. So you should go and check that out. But he's working on his queen all the time, and I'm sort of like looking at my queen. No, do something else. But I pulled it out. I have it out. I've worked out exactly where I'm up to on a chart. I even went and found a hook because the hook wasn't in the bag. So I had to go and find a hook. Melissa says that she's got some eyes coming from awesome. Sally's like Redbubble link. Oh, thank you, Sally. Hey, mods, just to throw, so side conversation, everybody else can just drink your tea if you want. If there's more links you want me to add to the list or something I've forgotten, just let me know, because I kind of just like, a few things. So Could we throw some in your next parcel from Fiberific? That's a possibility. I could talk to Natalie and see if she could ship some up to me. But apparently John is stressful. I do have to here you go. This is John's handle on TikTok. I have to confess, when I was watching John actually crochet, because I don't think I've actually ever seen him crochet before, is very it's nearly like he angry crochets. And I'm sure he's not, but that's how I angry crochet. Like when I'm angry, that's how I crochet. Like, but that appears to be John's standard crochet. Let me have a look. That would be nice. I want some blinglets and a couple of packets of each. Yeah, so because I saw that request, so that might be a doable thing. We'll see how we go. Yeah, contact Natalie at Tea for Talia. So what we can do is we can have a chat about it. And if you contact Natalie and if you can order directly, it would be easier, but get her to ship it to me and then I'll pop it in your parcel. That would be the easiest way to do it. Everybody's showing up. Excellent. You guys are awesome. Leanne, I'm trying to get back to my queen also. I'm loving looking at it. It's just over there. My queen has been in a bag, like it's a big bag, like because the queens are big, in my living room, just taking up this enormous amount of space. So I have to maneuver around it. So the guilt is real. The guilt is real. Oh, the secret is always angry. Go Hulk. Go Hulk. We can find out if Nat can do a sample pack as well. And yeah, she might be able to do like some little teacup sizes of a few different flavors for you. Like, because she does that. She'll make teacup, like single cup portions. Yeah, see, Holly gets it. Holly gets it. Hands up if you're a Marvel nerd. Oh gosh. Okay, so we're getting some more people in. So I thought I'd just show my cowl again. I'll show it again later because I'm so proud of it. I'll just drop Holly's thing down. So this was the Manic Monday cowl. It is now officially finished. It is all the ends are woven in. Look, I'm even going to turn it inside out so you can see that I'm not fibbing because, I'm not queen of the ends or anything. That's the inside. No ends. Woohoo! Turn it back out the right way, otherwise I'll accidentally put it on inside out. That's the outside. So it's all finished. But I don't know how much it weighs, but I just used scraps. But I still have so many scraps left. I thought I was going to use up all my scraps, but then it didn't. Sadness. Much sadness. I'm a bit whiny today. Sally has got a moddy thing in there. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and put your chat in live chat so you don't miss any of the convo. Good job. I actually couldn't change over to live chat in my YouTube screen. So luckily I get the full live chat here on this one. Where are we? John says, I haven't touched the Queen since Sunday. Working on a different hobby the last couple of days, ordered a computer kit from another Aussie, sending those stimulus dollars to Australia. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Like if we get stimulus money over here, I'm like, I try really hard to buy from Australians. But every now and again, I'm just like, no, I'm just going to buy something from somewhere else because I really want that other thing. Jackie says, make another one. No, I don't like two of the same thing, Jackie. And I know that I would do the colours differently, but it would still feel like two of the same, unless I sent it to my mum, because I don't want two of the same. Alison says, pretty cool, pretty cow, very pretty cow, or some recovery. Chaos Creators wanting to know if Lisby's recovery is coming along okay. It's going to be a long recovery. Okay, so where are we at in the chat? It is, all right, what I would like to do next is I'm trying to get into a little, flow, a little rhythm each time. So what I want to do is I want to bring up my Patreon list. So thank you to our Patreon supporters. Hang on a second, there's a comment stuck in front of everything. There you go. So these are our Patreon supporters. I'm just going to turn off this banner as well. Look at that. Look at that. So, you know, it's nice. Now, if you know you're a Patreon supporter and your name is not on this list, it's because I haven't heard from you in either as a response from the Patreon message or in a DM. If you put it in the chat here, I'm gonna forget. So I'll need it as a DM, because I know there's a few other names that deserve to be on this list that aren't on this list. So yeah, Jackie says that my mum would love one. I'm sure my mum would, actually, and it's machine washable, so it could go to my mum. Alrighty, so these are our current Patreons doing amazing things. I checked my balance, so because the hang on a second, I'm talking to a blank screen. If I've got to go to here and turn that off. Okay, there we go. The thing with the Patreon money is it's given to me in US dollars, so I can actually, and it's like the only payment that I receive in actual US dollars. If someone orders for me in the USA, I'm still paid in Australian dollars, if that makes sense. But Patreon pays me in US dollars, so it sits as a separate total. So we're getting a nice little, so we may be able to, you know, we're getting close to being able to afford a new camera for the new angle, like this angle. Oh, we'll be able to get something decent for here. Bing. Oh, I'm having too much fun this morning. I'm just having a look here in the chat. Gail Smith says, so nice, love the colors. Thank you, Gail. And I figured out how to crochet, practicing. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So last week, Lisby was trying to work out a way to comfortably lay and crochet while she's convalescing. Because she has to kind of lay on her side. She can't lay on her back. Otherwise, anyway. I'm so glad that you're able to do it. So you're practicing your Tunisian after getting your kit. So that is awesome. So Lisby got the T-spin set. It took some little time, unfortunately. I'm lucky if I purchase yarn once a year, so my name will never make the list. Freaky, that list is literally only for the people that support over on Patreon. So, yeah, sorries. Now, if you would like to support Fiberific on Patreon and have your name join that list, you can jump over to Patreon, and someone will throw a link up pretty please. And go and jump over onto Patreon, and you can choose a tier level that you would like to support on. If you would like to support Fiberific but don't want to do Patreon, which is fine, in the description box below this video is a link for something new called Buy Me a Coffee. Now, Buy Me a Coffee is not new, but it's new for me, so I've only just set it up. So sorry, I just saw a message from Abby. So Abby and Tim are here, and they're on their way out. But I was like, please, guys, don't lock me out of the house. I don't have keys. So Abby's just letting me know that I can get back into the house. And now you all know. I can hear you banging. Bye. Have fun. Abby's driving a big drive today. Jackie had to stop her Patreon. That's all right, Jackie. I know things happen. I absolutely understand. And that's the other thing. Like, there is no judgment. If you drop in, drop out, do whatever. I'm just grateful for anything. So, and it takes the stress off gear, if that makes sense. Like, because I try really hard to make this a fun, exciting thing for everybody. I do stress about the gear. I do stress about, like, can you guys hear me properly? Can you guys see everything properly? One of the things that I have now that I'm using this new software, sorry, Kim's just freaking me out now. I'm like, no, they would have locked Louis inside. The side door is closed, just not locked, I would say. You're right. They could have just dropped keys off to me. That would have made more sense. Yeah. But they didn't. Yeah. So one of the things is that I do worry, like, since we've started this new software, the microphone runs directly through the software so that I can put, you know, comments up on the screen, and I can have guests come in and we can do it like what we did with Scott Snyder and stuff like that. The catch is all the awesome things that OBS would do for the audio, I can't do anymore because only the camera inputs run through OBS. I can't get the audio input. I have to run that separately. And so there's this piece of equipment that I'm like, should I get that? That would make a big difference to the audio. And then I'm just like, oh, I don't know what to do. That one's a little bit scary. It's a bit daunting. It's a pretty, I mean, everything's pretty, I bought all the inexpensive stuff. We've got all the cheapy things. It's the more expensive things that I'm a bit more like, oh, I was not about to say that. But yeah, so like there's little things that we can still do to trick things out and sort things out. The other thing is save up and have money there just in case something dies. And that's where I would like to be. Like, so while I would love to get, you know, this wide camera angle sorted and get it all up and going, I am also concerned that if I say, I mean, the reality is if I bought that camera and then this camera died, I'd just move it from there to there kind of thing. But yeah, so it's just definitely like things playing on my mind with stuff. Anyway, I should pull out some crochet. Hang on. Do you know what I had to do? It's been so long since I worked on my queen. I couldn't remember what the squares and the X's and stuff meant. I was just like, I'm going to have to, you know, learn how to do it again. So I gave myself a little refresher before the live stream, which is why the thing went a bit longer. Love the chair dancing without the music. Thanks, Freaky. Kathy has now emailed Nat. Awesome. Alison saying, yep, me too, but I'm not quite sure to what, because there's a few things here you could be agreeing to, Alison. Okay. Alrighty. Let's have a look where I'm up to on this queen. Let's change camera angles. When I was setting this up, this camera was just like, oh my God, these colors are so bright. What do I do? It's so used to having pale things, and it's fine until you pull the red in. And then see how it makes everything so blue, and then you push the red back out and everything balances back out slowly. Actually, it shouldn't do that. Hang on a second. I'm just going to check something, all right? Because that should not be on auto. That should be on locked. It's just taking a second. Configure the video. Oh no, I see. I've got the white balance on manual still. On auto, and I like the white balance on auto. All right, we have to just put up with while we're working on the red bit that it's just going to be a bit naughty. Oh, there we go. I had nearly a heart attack then. It did not, the camera didn't start back up. Like, oh, but yeah, the red really throws it. But the red looks fantastic. So where have we gotten? We're still on chart 1. Just to throw that out there. We're still on chart 1. So we've got a few colors done. We haven't even made it through all the colors yet. So yeah. What did I do with the red ball? Red ball. Okay. And I realized something. I've got 2 different Clover 5 mils. They're both definitely Clover. And one is older than the other by quite a lot. But what I noticed is the older one, the older one is narrower. Is it because I've probably been squishing it? Possibly. That could be it. It could be that simple. Oh, the Queen symbols, Alison. Okay, cool. I'm going to see if, I don't know if making this, my computer's struggling a little bit this morning. It's definitely not having a good time. I can hear the fans going overdrive. I don't think I've got anything running that I shouldn't have running. I'm just going to, I need that. No, it's just being, anyway. Alice, Leanne's a bit nervous about that too, but I can get back into my queen easily enough. It took me like reading, I can't show the chart, but down the bottom of the chart, there was like the little, what do you call that? Legend with all the things. And then once I read the legend, I was able to read the stitches and work out where I was up to. So it took a second. It took a quick minute. Oh gosh. Kim says, I've cut all my fabric and leather for the first of the bags I'm making for a test. Just need to cut the interfacing. Oh my goodness. That sounds awesome. And you painted your handles as well, didn't you? So there are things that you guys are writing in this chat that I am not putting on the screen, just so you know. The Gamer Widows is sorting out this year's advent calendar. If you don't know what she's talking about, is each year Gamer Widows puts out an advent calendar of stitch markers, of her handmade stitch markers. So you need to go and check out, keep an eye out on the Gamer Widows. So yeah, you guys are terrible. All right, I'm joining yarn. I'm just joining the yarn now, okay? It's been a while since I've done this. Someone's going to laugh at me. I like to do it as a lock off. So it's knotted as well. No, that didn't work. I did it wrong. Hang on. I may have to just start. I can hear a van somewhere. Okay, so chain, then I remember we go in here. And that's okay. All right, we've done the first one. X's are DC's. Okay, so how am I going to do? 1, 2, 3. All right, I can do that. I could do that. Sorry, guys. I should have remembered how tricky I find these patterns to do live. Crochet Clock has the same chat issues because she's got the same people like being naughty. After finishing my third queen, I had to practice how to crochet normal again. I can imagine it would have been tricky. Sally has popped in a link for the Game Widows Etsy store. So if you guys want some handmade stitch markers, I'm not sure if Game Widows is shipping internationally yet. I know she paused that for a little while. We'll see how things are there. The other option is if you want something from Emma and you want to add it to a Fiberific order, you can probably arrange. I'm just throwing this out there, Emma. I hope that's okay. But you could probably order it through Emma and arrange for it to be delivered to me, and I can ship it out with your parcel. It does mean some double postage, but it could also mean the difference of being able to get it to the US versus not. Sally's loving the mod link list. It's so much easier. Oh, I'm so glad, Sally. And we should have done it years ago, and I just didn't even think about it. I make my own one when I'm working with another, like, because I mod for some other YouTubers. I actually make myself a little link list of their stuff. I didn't even think of making one for all the mods. So thank you, Sally, for putting that idea in there. Oh, yeah, Gay Widow says that we could do that. Cool, cool, cool. There we go. That makes it easy. 1, 2, and 3. Queen workers. Am I working just in the front chain only, aren't I, of the single crochets? I'm just having a look here. I can't remember. Is it front chain only for the single crochets? Or is it through both loops? Not chain, through the front loop or through both loops? I'll wait for the chat to let me know because I've totally forgotten. Like to get things from my people. That's awesome. It's only because you want commission. No. If you order it from her, and then if you're putting an order in for me, why pay 2 international shippings? John says back loop. Really? Oh, yeah, because if I do the back loop now, that leaves the front loop free for other stuff. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, Lisby. Look at all these people who've been doing queens. Oh, the mod list. Oh, sorry. It is. It's because I want you to use the right links. Also, because I've got like Fiberific, they look, fancier. John equals the queen expert. Yeah, absolutely. What was the question? John equals queen expert. Yeah. All right. So I've done 2. Then I'm trying to get this, like in chart 1, that once you get into a rhythm, it's easier. And I think I've just found it. I'm just hoping my stitches definition isn't too different. When you haven't worked on something for a long time and your stitch tension changes, I'm really hoping it's not too different. Chaos Creator says, how can you be an expert if you haven't finished? Yeah, I think Jen Deal is our expert because she's finished 3. Rebecca's never done the pattern. That's cool. I hope we aren't distracting you too much. Oh dear. Yeah, I think you are the expert considering you finished 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right, that's easy. Wait a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, all right. I'm looking at it like, oh no, I should be able to put a treble in there, and I can't. That's because I didn't do the right. I didn't do the right thing. I got ahead of myself on the chart. There we go. Now we can just go in with a repetitive pattern across. Okay, it's all good. Nor have I done this blanket, but one day I maybe. Yeah, like I think it's a great blanket, and it's got to be mine, compared to John's could be used as like gyprock or like wall sheeting. They're very firm. Mine's very, very drapey, but still thick. Like I think this would sit nicely on a bed and just create a bit of warmth. Yeah. Women can grow a child from a single cell in less time. That is awesome. I love that, Kim. That's so cool. Oh dear. That's a good burn. I'm gonna have to try and remember that one. Oh my gosh. Although I don't want anyone using it against me, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. John has got a response, not by herself, not yet. But yeah, it's definitely. Oh, hang on. I was talking and nearly forgot to. 1, 2, 3, and in we go. The other thing is, I've been crocheting with a 2.5 mil hook. Oops, hang on. 1, 2, 3, and then 1. Yeah, I've been crocheting with a 2.5 mil hook. So using a 5 mil hook and thick yarn is like, oh, this feels so weird. Feels so chonky, but also I'll be able to get through it a lot faster. I just looked up for my crochet and saw your nails. They look awesome. Oh, thank you. I had them done yesterday and I'm very happy with them. Kim says they look like tadpoles. I do not agree. They're sparkly and they're green. That to me, they feel very pond-like, which is a bit tadpole, I suppose. Oh dear, I can't put that up, Jen Deal. Oh my goodness. Kim says she's all about the insults today. Leeches. Oh gosh, you guys, I have to have these on my hands for 3 weeks. And just to remind you, YouTube does also work out if I'm monetizable by what's in the comments too. So just to throw those, kind of look marbled. Yeah, that was kind of what we were going for. a marble sparkly thing, but in greens because Abby wanted greens. I normally let Abby choose my nails. And because she's not allowed to have nails at the moment because she loves them and she would get them in a heartbeat and she would use her hard-earned cash from her various jobs to pay for them. But neither of her jobs allows nails. She has to have natural nails, no nail polish for both jobs. But we were all thought the same thing. Yeah, you guys are the worst. This is like, I wonder, hang on, I'm just going to drop over this other camera angle just because I am using a thicker yarn and added an extra repeat or two because I wanted it to hang over the sides of a queen, except I don't think I allowed for stretch. Here we go. I'm going to just bring that back a little just so that's in the edge of the shot. There you go. It's so, I can't even hold it wingspan to wingspan. It's definitely very big. Oh, it's falling. It's falling. This is hilarious. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, back up here. Oh no, that's not the one we want. This one. Yay! We'll get there eventually. Yeah, it's very long. It's definitely going to be Australian queen size, which is queen size doonas are a little over 2 meters, I think. In Australia, 2 meters wide. I think that's right. I could be wrong. My brain's now telling me, no, that's not right. There are 14 diamonds in a normal queen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, that's where the 14 mark is. Hang on. All right. Well, do you mean the little diamonds, like what I'm working at? Hang on a second. So what have we got? We've got. I'm gonna drag this along. So do you mean like 1, 2, 3? There's like each of those diamonds is 14. Is that what you're talking about? Because if that's the case, because I'm doing the traditional queen, so this one might be I think this is the bigger one. I didn't think I added that many repeats. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I have 32 diamonds on my queen, I should specify. I don't feel so bad that it's taking me so long now, Jen. I really don't. Oops, I'll come back in the middle. In the middle. My arms look very blue, but it's because this red is and the camera are not having a good time. Maybe if I hang on. It does bug me. I don't like how blue I look. It makes me feel like I'm an alien. Does it bother anybody else? Should I try and fix it? Is the question. I would try and fix it, but I would like to know. So let me know in the chat if you think I should try and fix my blue arms and make them less blue, because I'm not that cold. You have a king blanket by US measures. Large traditional. Yeah, this was a large traditional. But I think I also added like a repeat or, oh, maybe I didn't add the repeat because I was using the bigger yarn. Freaky says, I'm knitting, so not looking at the screen all the time. Fair enough. Josephine, thank you. Thank you. That's right. I didn't add any repeats. The worsted weight made it up to the size I wanted. Thank you, Josephine. That's what I was starting to think then, because 32 seemed to ring a bell. John says, I have 30 small diamonds on my large traditional. Maybe I did. I don't know what I did now. Oh, I don't know. I should probably know this. I don't know. Look, I'm sure I'll come a cropper in the next section. Here we go. So Alison says I've got 30 diamonds plus edges. Yeah, I've still got the edges to add on to that. I just counted the full diamonds. John's got 30 diamonds. And Sally's thinking about pulling out her queen this afternoon. We should all have a little go on our queens. It's cold enough here in Australia that it's a good... Oh, my... Why didn't any of you tell me I wasn't doing the right stitches? Oh, goodness me. You obviously don't focus. So let me know in the chat, what are you all working on at the moment? I mean, you can obviously see I'm actually trying to have a go at my queen again. I only pulled it out this morning, and one of the reasons I did is because my nose isn't working properly, so that musty smell from it being in a bag for so long is not bothering me as much. Melissa says, when I put my queen away, I wrote notes. So did I. Look, they're in here somewhere. There's all notes in here that I've written on the charts of exactly what I did. But I just, you know, oh no, I moved my thingy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, yep, no, that's all right. I had marked off the ones I had completed. Like a clever person. Like a clever person. I listed what I'd done and what chart I was up to and the color scheme. Yeah, I've got all that, but tucked away under the bottom of the pattern that I can't show on screen. I shall go and wrap my queen around me because I am freezing. And you have completed your queen. Yours isn't really a queen anymore. You went rogue. John, did you go rogue? I didn't think you went rogue. I wasn't paying attention this time. I should watch my very blue hands. Yes. Modding the chat. Fair enough, Sally. It's Kim saying unfocused. Lol. Melissa is loading all of her pics onto Ravelry. Yeah, because that's what I thought. I thought you were you're doing the adventurous one where you get to add in all the different things. Oh, bye, Game Widows. Have an awesome time at your knit group. Oh, hang on a second. I went to click on something else and the chat moved. I'm alternating between the queen and a crochet cowl. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'm putting a click and collect order in right now, so not watching your stitches. That's totally fine. I should be working back on your queen, but practicing tune is in, one out. Fair enough. I've mine in the right arm and I'm a lefty, so maybe not. I think I missed something there. Oh, jab. Okay, that's all right. It took me a second to click. It's all good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and treble, or double crochet, or whatever you want to call it. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so you guys are working on your own projects, which is awesome. I've got my delicious tea. So I have a question, because I know you're all on different time zones. So while I'm sitting here drinking tea, are you all drinking like, you know, something equivalent, or are you enjoying a legit beveragino? Because I wanted to talk about something. Excuse me. Jackie says I'm doing my day job so I can pay my rent. You know, fair enough. Fair enough. I was going to be traditional, but started the simple chart and just went, nah. Oh my goodness. You sure it's not? I'm not sure at all. Absolutely not sure. Hang on, that where is this pattern from, please? So this is called the Queen Cowl, so like Queen C-A-L, and it's from Tina, T-I-N-N-A. I can't say Tina's last name. You can buy the pattern on Ravelry. It was a crochet along last year, and I started it during the crochet along period, and I didn't get it completed. It's fantastic, and the options in the pattern is fantastic as well. So if you want to make a little bunny rug all the way up to what I'm doing, which is like a full queen size or king, American king, that's included in all the pattern. And there's various, I'm just going to see if I can have a look at something here to show you that's not the chart of where I'm up to, because I spoke with Tina, and there were things I was allowed to show and things I wasn't allowed to show. So that there were kits that we could buy in different colorways. And so I'm using the Tequila Sunrise pattern, but I have bought my yarn from Knit Picks and I've adjusted the colors. So I don't have the, because she uses DK. What is the DK yarn that she loves, everybody? Yeah, I'm using Knit Picks, but you had a choice of, like, I got the traditional queen. Here we go. Here's some pictures of it completed, but I'm still sort of like down here. Like I'm probably more like here. And then I go through this section here and then I go back to what I'm doing. It's taken me a very long time. So it's just really beautiful. It's just really beautiful. Oh, no charts, no charts. So yeah, I'm just seeing if I've got anything else. No, I didn't keep the other pages. So there was like this, there was so much to print out. I didn't keep it all. I'm just trying to make sure I don't break, not so much they weren't rules, but they were requests, and I would respect the requests of a designer who's letting me work on her project that's a paid project on my YouTube channel. Here we go. There we go. Sally's popped in a link so you can go and check it out there. There we go. So Lisa has tea in her magic cup. John says it's 10:45 on Wednesday drinking coffee milk, as in like a cold, like iced coffee, like as in cold milk coffee flavored beverage. We drink a lot of flavored milk here in Australia, so it's a big thing. Something I noticed, I watched a TikTok and someone was talking about how they were shocked at like the fridge upon fridge upon fridge of all different options of flavored milk, whereas in the US it's just like iced coffee. Sally says, not having anything now, but I did have a mocha earlier. Sally's popped in a link. Jen Deal's having water with lemon because it's warm where you are, isn't it? Kathy is working on the Marley Bird garter stitch shawl, close to finishing second section. Go, Kathy. Stylecraft. Oh, thank you. So yeah, Tina designs a lot of her stuff in Stylecraft. It's a good inexpensive DK weight yarn, but I wanted to use Knit Picks because I could, you know, I wanted to be difficult. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of the Stylecraft. It's a personal thing. It just feels a little crunchy, whereas this feels soft. It might have just been the Stylecraft balls that I got to try. I don't know, but I didn't like it. I mean, I like the color range. The color range they have is phenomenal. So I can understand why designers use it. But I don't know. I probably need to make something like big in it and wash it and see how it goes. So, yeah. Well, she loves the Icelandic unspun stuff. I like Icelandic stuff too. John says most of the kits are in Stylecraft. Yeah, they had some really nice looking kits, but at the time it was right in the middle of when all the postage was just insane. So I didn't end up ordering an international kit. Okay, so coffee and milk, like chocolate milk, but coffee flavored. Yeah, cool. John's using Red Heart. I did the Tequila Sunrise Stylecraft kit though. Okay. Lisby is using the Cotton Kings from Hobby. Yours is coming out beautifully. Kathy says to me, Stylecraft DK doesn't feel as soft as it used to. Things change, like processes change. Man, this is just going to fall off. I can just feel it. Processes change, like in different companies change how they're doing things, and you know, stuff happens. I know the dye lots definitely change things, and different colors change things, like especially for the intense bright colors. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't in love with it, and for such a big project, I really didn't want to have to, especially something that's going to be coming on for such a long time, that I just thought I want to use a yarn I like if I'm going to be using it for this long. Kathy says, I like Paintbox and Love Crafts and Knit Pick Brava. This is Knit Picks Brava, Brava worsted. I haven't tried Paintbox. I've seen it and I like their branding, but I've not used it. Sally's using Stylecraft, but she's made her own colorway. She didn't buy a kit. Cool. because I know some of you guys really do like the Stylecraft, so I'm trying not to bag it too hard. It's just not my cup of tea. Speaking of which, my cup of tea is getting a bit cool, so I'm going to give it a little top up with the hot tea that I made too hot. Boing. So my plans for this afternoon, because I'm still not 100% yet, you guys. My plans for this afternoon involve more medication and probably this project. And I'm trying to catch up on Lucifer episodes. So yesterday I finished my rewatch of Virgin River so that I'm ready for when Virgin River season 3 drops in a couple of days. And now Kim's been on my case because I haven't seen all the stuff in Lucifer that apparently I need to see. So I'm about, I want to say 5 or 6 episodes into season 3. So yesterday I watched about 4 episodes, I think. Or it might be 5. I don't know. But yeah, so I enjoy it. It's good. But the problem I have is when I'm not feeling well and I've got to concentrate on like a show, I struggle. So I tend to re-watch things I've seen so that it's not so brain heavy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can Queen and Lucifer at the same time this afternoon. So I'm not sure how I'm going to go. I may make it. I may not make it. My husband's not the biggest fan of Lucifer. And I'm like, honey, it's just a crime drama. You know, it's just a crime drama with a twist. Let's have a look here. Leanne says that her queen is huge. She's been using years of leftover yarn and she's amazed at how nice it looks. Yours is looking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Everyone in here, like with all their Lucifer love, like Lucifer, love Lucifer. Lucifer was so good. And then you get confused by unexpected appearance of actors. I messaged Kim last night. I'm like, oh my God, Superman's in Lucifer. She was like, yeah. Is this only where you're up to? Oh my God. So yeah. It's taking me a while. And I still haven't watched Loki yet because same deal. I want to be able to give it good brain power so I can enjoy it. But I think I'm going to have to just suck it up and watch it because it's really hard avoiding spoilers this far along. Oh. So do you guys have a show or something that you watch when you're crafting? And is it different to what you watch when you're not crafting? Like, I mean, I'm pretty well always crafting when I'm watching TV, unless I'm not feeling well, which lately has seemed to be a lot. So, because if it's not one thing, it's another. I think there's some dust in this blanket because my eyes are starting to itch again. Okay, look, Loki is so good. Loki is interesting. Loki is good too. Gonna watch the new episode after the live. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate that. There's a huge emotional upset late in the season that you're up to. Okay. I mean, there's a few around. So there was one that made me cry the other day. So yeah. I watch YouTube while crafting or NASCAR races. Yeah. Allison says Loki is awesome, but only 4 episodes. Isn't there going to be like a total of 6 though? Because I think it's still dropping. I think the episodes are still dropping. Chintamani loves true crime. I can't deal with true crime. I can't deal with true anything. I have nightmares, like literal nightmares. Allison's, that's all right, Allison. We knew what you meant. And Freaky's letting you know there's 5 episodes out now. Lisby says that she watches cooking shows. I just thought I would warn you, seeing you complained last time I didn't. Thank you for the warning. And you're right. There you go. Episode 5 is really good. No spoilers in the chat, pretty please. I can see you're all trying very hard, and I appreciate that because I really don't want it to be spoiled. But yeah, it's definitely been an interesting couple of days here with like everything. And then a friend of mine dropped in like this awesome stuff that she uses to deal with everything because she has the same problem with antihistamines that I do. And I can't get it in Australia. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I researched all the ingredients because I'm always wary. And it was like, this is great for allergies as well as a potential asthma treatment. I'm like, sweet. The next ingredient, this is great for allergies, but also great for asthma. And I'm like, sweet. And it's like, nowhere in Australia sells it. And I'm just like, oh man. I don't know if I would be able to, like, I've never tried to order anything like that internationally to Australia. So I've always been a bit dubious about it. So yeah, it's one of those odd things that I'm just a bit worried about doing, honestly. Vampire says that I used to watch serial killer docs or unsolved crimes vids. Well, see, I can't watch anything that's based on a true story, like if it's been crime or anything like that, because I just have nightmares for just so long afterwards. It's just stupid. Check out the movie Fat Man for a Christmas movie. I'll definitely have to look into that one. I started watching episode 5 about 10 minutes before my son started watching, so I told him every time something was about to happen. It was hilarious. He would have been ticked off. Yeah, there'll be 6. I thought there were 6 episodes. I just started watching the Mysterious Benedict Society. So glad I got Google Chromecast, and now I can watch Disney Plus on my TV. I'm so glad you're enjoying the Chromecast. I got off that Zoom call, and Tim said to me, "What are you hawking now?" And I was just like, "Everyone needs a Chromecast, Tim." And he was just like, "Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Who doesn't have one?" And I was like, "Sally doesn't have one," and and he was just like, "Oh, okay," and that was it. So. But I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Because, like, when you said how much the specialized display cord was going to be, I was just like, don't pay for that. Don't pay for that. I just rewatch a lot of stuff. I rewatch a lot of stuff, Jen. Because that way, if you miss a section, you don't mind, because you can focus on your work and you don't worry that you're missing important information, because you know all the information because you've seen it like 11 billion times before. And then, you go in and sorry, I'll straighten up a little. And then you go in and it's just like, this is so, I hate it when I'm like, oh, I've got to rewind that bit. Oh, I've got to rewind that bit. I missed that bit. I've got to rewind it. So I do tend to rewatch things. And then do like projects like the Monday were good. Like the Monday's just here. Sorry, that's why I'm pointing to it. Projects like the Monday are good because you start the stitch at the start of the round, you do that stitch all the way around, and then you start another stitch at the next round, things like that. Lisby says Hallmark movies are good too. Yep, Hallmark movies are great because they're just fluff and you don't really need to follow anything because you know what's going to happen. Chintamani and Vampire are having some true crime love. Oh, wow. Okay. Chromecast and AirPlay are built into my TV. Yeah, I've got a new TV in the lounge room, and it's got everything built in. But our older television, while it was technically a smart TV, we found that the adding in the Chromecast and making it a Google TV was just so much better. Yeah, yay for JB Hi-Fi gift cards. Woot woot. Husband is watching Critical Role. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen Critical Role in ages. I used to watch it when it very first started. And I was just like, man, this is going to be so good. And I loved it so much. And then I just sort of was never available when it was live, and I didn't enjoy watching the VODs as much. And so I kind of didn't keep watching it. I really miss the old Geek and Sundry Twitch channel. It was my favorite Twitch channel, honestly. And then when it was bought out, like when Legend bought Geek and Sundry, it was such a sad day. Like, I know it was a great deal and all that kind of stuff, but it was such a sad day because they changed so much stuff. And then like so many people had to find new homes because it wasn't on brand. And then there was the whole alpha thing that they did, and it made me sad. And I was just like, man, this was so amazing. And I And it was, I'll tell you what, I tell you, some of you don't care about this, and I'm sorry. But I watched from the, like, because I used to watch the Geek and Sundry YouTube channel. And then when they started to build their Twitch channel, when they did that first big 48-hour live stream, I watched as many hours of that as I could, to the point where I was like live tweeting it and tweeted out at Zachary Levi, because they were like, he was coming on. And I said, hey, you know, Zachary, what time are you coming on? Because I might need to have a nap because I'm in Australia on a different time zone. And he goes, don't, and he replied, don't sleep. In 5, in 4, and then it stopped the countdown, and the door opened, and he came on. I was like, oh my god, I fangirled pretty hard. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But they don't do any of that anymore, and that's where I fell in love with Hector Navarro, because and that's how I found superhero news that became hyper heroes, and then what are they now? Hyper. I can't remember what they're called now. I mean, I only follow them on Patreon. But they're great. All these things. And it all started from that Geek and Sundry channel. Anyway, I'll stop talking. I can't watch hospital shows either. Abby loves them. But I can't deal. Sally says my smart TV isn't that smart. No, neither was my old one. John says, no Chromecast, we're a Roku family. But it does the same thing, right? Like it's a device, like the Fire Sticks and the Rokus, and they all kind of do the same thing. Oh my God, this blanket just keeps falling off the table. There's just so much weight in it. And I'm like, not even, like, I'm nearly finished. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the 5th last row of chart 3. Oh, sorry, the 3rd repeat of chart 1. Oh my gosh. Please tell me chart 2 is a bit different than chart 1. I've tried not to look ahead because it would disappoint me that I'm still here when there's going to be funness ahead. So, oh no, it's on the keyboard. Please don't have done anything. All right. Doogie Howser MD. Oh my gosh. I used to love Doogie Howser so much. That was such the best show. It really was. John says mine weighs in about 2.5 kilo. Oh my gosh. How far through are you, John? Oh, Gail Smith says my internet connection is stupid. I keep losing. I'm sorry, Gail. Oh no, that's the worst. It's the worst when that happens. I was modding for someone the other night, and my internet connection kept dropping out, and I had to sort of just message them, just go, look, I can't keep going because it's just being so painful. I had to go and reboot the router, and yeah, nearly gave it the boot. I've actually been to Telstra, everybody, and they've given us a new router to try. Which is awesome, which I haven't plugged in yet because it's like, oh God, I have to change so many things if I change the router. And then what if that doesn't solve the problem? Anyway, I'll have to have a look at it. And I also purchased a Wi-Fi extender for out here in the shack, and it works. It doesn't work for live streaming, like it was, and that was never the plan, but it works for everything else. And I even managed to hold a Zoom chat. It wasn't great quality on the Zoom chat, but it was doable. So if I run out of data on my phone, which is unlikely but possible, then I can always Zoom chat through the Wi-Fi, which is not my favorite, but doable. House is also good. House is on one of the streaming things, and I started rewatching it. Rewatching, like binge watching House is definitely not as enjoyable as watching one episode a week, because it was definitely a case of someone comes in, they're full of crap and tell lies. They don't tell the whole story. House works out that they're lying sacks of humans, and then works out what the real problem is and saves their life, and then next episode. And when you watch that on repeat, that was just a bit too, it was too much. It was just like, oh, okay, I can't binge watch this show. Whereas shows are now made to binge watch. I've been rewatching Blue Heelers again, if you want a taste of Australia. John's about 80% through. That's good, John. Don't do chart 2 on the live. You will cuss at it. Oh, really? Okay, well, thank you for the warning. I will certainly try not to. I missed that Zoom chat. Must have been the same time hubby broke the lampshade whilst we were playing Nintendo. It was just a quick one that I think Melissa just jumped in and because it was just a little test one. It wasn't like a proper combo that you missed. We had a proper combo, but it was just a test just to see how it went. I want the Orville to come back. Me too. I'm waiting for the next season, so bring it. And do you know if there's going to be a season 2 of Lower Decks? Because that's hilarious. I love Lower Decks. That's an animated thing. I originally wasn't sure if it was legit Star Trek. Like I wasn't sure if it was canon. And then I started realizing, hang on a second. And it was like proper Star Trek actors coming into voice characters and things like that. So I was just like, oh, this is so cool. And did a little bit of quick reading and it's legit Star Trek. It's so funny though. It's how do I put it? It's legit Star Trek, but it's not clean. It's not kids. It's not a kids comic. Oh my gosh, really? New Flying Doctors? I couldn't get into the old Flying Doctors. So Chintami says, my sister's been weird watching. Where? You didn't get into Lower Decks? I struggled getting through sort of the first 3 or 4 episodes. And I usually have like a 3-episode rule. I try to give a show 3 episodes before I decide whether to watch it or flick it. But this one, I'd been told, wait until you get into episode 5 or 6. And I was just like, really? That's a lot of my time I have to sort of give it to decide if I like it. But I did, and I definitely started enjoying it more. I think I've missed something. What were they all talking about? Kathy said, I found the second section of The Queen harder for some reason. And I'm hearing that a lot, actually, that the second section is it's not like this where it's each diamond repeat. It's like a section repeat and it's harder to track. So yeah. 5 or 6. And that's a long time to decide if you can get into something. I agree with you. But I did find I liked it after that. Oh, the Star Trek actors were all talking about Lower Decks. Thank you. Thank you for giving me some context there. The chat, I've noticed that the chat in here is just a little slow. It's a little slow. Lisby says, I didn't like chart 2. I'll look it up. Yeah, it was a great show, The Flying Doctors. It was a very good show for Australia. But it's a medical drama. I don't do medical dramas. Not really. Not like proper good ones. A Country Practice is replaying on 7+. Okay, good to know. I saw an ad for it on Channel 7. It has Stephen Peacock, who was in Home and Away. I don't know who that is. I don't watch Home and Away either. Lisby says, so glad for my llama stitch markers if I stopped up on you quickly. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to pull out some stitch markers for the second. Because I've got these ones that I put in at the beginning. They're still there. Should I leave them there or should I be moving them up? Like, I don't know. They're down there. Oh, look, we're nearly. We're nearly at the end. It's a bunch of Brits and pensioners. I watched a period show in Australia. I forgot the name. Bunch of Brits and prisoners. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Oh, goodness me. For somebody who doesn't like true crime, I actually watch a lot of crime drama. So like all the NCISs, all the CSIs. I'm very excited to hear that there's a new CSI starting up. And it's sort of like a continuation of CSI, the original, and they're calling it CSI Las Vegas. And it looks like they're gonna have some of the original cast are joining in, at least for the start. So we'll see how that goes. my feeling is that the original cast who ended up being producers are running out of cash, and they want the cash cow back. And it's a good show. I actually watched an interview that, what's his name, who played Grissom, who played the lead in the original CSI. He ended up being a producer. And something he had to say actually had me interested, which was back when they were doing CSI like 20 years ago, all the forensic science has changed now. And so now they've got to dig in deep again and try again. So I'm just like, okay. So Banished on, oh, hang on. CSI Las Vegas. No, CSI has been around for ages, not tagged as CSI Las Vegas. So yeah, it was just CSI. Banished on Prime. I'll have to have a look. Did you watch Chicago? They have fire, med, and police department. No, I didn't get into Chicago. I tried to. But yeah, I couldn't. The characters. I don't know. I could try again. Oh, the blanket is just doing my head in, you guys. I have to be careful because if I push it too far that way, it's on the keyboard. If I push it too far this way, it knocks things over. Anyway, yeah, Jackie, you're right. It was just CSI, and it was set in Las Vegas, but now they're rebooting just CSI Las Vegas or Vegas or something like that, and they're bringing back some of the original cast. I'm not sure exactly who, but it seems like quite a few of them. Sorry, I've just realized my hands may not be in the best spot for you guys. So yeah, so they're bringing back the show, and they're bringing back the cast, but they're giving it a more modern uptick. But I mean, I still rewatch the original CSI. I have it on DVD. So even though I don't have CBS, like where I can just keep rewatching everything. Although, has anyone tried Paramount Plus yet? So, I mean, I haven't tried it yet. I keep getting an email asking if I want a free month. Fire is the only one I like, had Jessie from Home and Away. Jackie Doyle is thumbs up rings. Yeah. Hang on. Rory McCann from Game of Thrones is in Banished, and a few other people from stuff. Original Sally says, I have CSI New York on right now. I love Gary Sinise. I think Gary Sinise is awesome. Ewan Bremer, who was in Trainspotting. Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Gary Sinise. He did that Criminal Minds, Foreign Borders or something. I didn't enjoy that as much, but not so much because of him. The scripts were like meh scripts, meh storylines. Like, that doesn't feel real. So, I mean, it is TV. Is it supposed to feel real? I don't know. If you say yes to a free month, do you get 2 Christmases? No. Freaky's off doing stuff. Oh, look, no, we still don't have the next section. We're nearly at the end of this row, you guys. We're nearly here. I forgot how long a row took, honestly. That's how long it's been since I've made a queen. I forgot how long a row took. So long on this particular one. You know what, Jen? I feel a lot better knowing that the standard little queens only had 14 diamonds, because while it's taken me 11 billion years, and I have put it down for about 12 months without touching it, or so it seems, I feel less trash that other people have made like 14 of them and I've not made one. I feel like less trash. Oh, hang on. John says a row takes me something like an hour. And I think if I wasn't live streaming, we'd probably be about on par there, John. But, you know, also you're doing trickier stuff than me. I don't know. I was actually surprised that you couldn't get a 30-day free trial for Disney Plus. Yeah, they only did a 7-day trial, I think. It was a bit insane, but they're like, our thing is so good, we don't need to give you a free trial. You'll know straight away if you like it. I'm like, to that, and then signed up. I signed up because I knew it was what was the first thing it had, like its first big show. Was it The Mandalorian? I think it was the first season of The Mandalorian. I was just like, dude, I'm not missing this. I need it. And then I'm so glad it did because it was fantastic. Love The Mandalorian. Thought it was the beige news. Can't wait to see what the next season of Mandalorian looks like. It's going to be a bit different. Freaky is back. We missed you, Freaky. I can hear a chicken running around outside. My poor, lonely, last little chicken. I don't know what to do. I'm worried that living by herself will make her so sad, or versus, and we don't want to get more chickens, or transporting her to somewhere else that she could live, being that long in the car. I don't know which one would be worse. Oh, no free trials, but signed up anyway because I wanted to watch Frozen 2. I'm such a big kid, and I wanted to watch Loki and Toy Story 4. Did you get included the Star option? Because there's tons of stuff in Disney Star. Actually, Disney's good. I like Disney, especially now with Disney Star, because like for us, right, Disney's got all the trash movies that Abby likes, right? And then it's got all of like the National Geographic stuff that Tim likes. At least this is Disney in Australia anyway. I'm not sure what Disney in the US gives you. And then the last few months, we were able to sign up and get Disney Star. So that's not the Disney Premium. That's something else where you can watch the latest release movies and things like that. We don't have that. But Disney Star gives you other television shows and things like that. I think Gina Carano is actually coming back. I think there was like a big public apology or something, and she's coming back. My favorite crime drama was Inspector Rex. I loved Inspector Rex. Oh my God, he was the most adorable dog. Oh, wow. So yeah. We did the whole year. Yeah, that's what we did as well. Whole year up front. It was like $90 or something. Big saving. Oh yeah, I watched like 4 or 5 seasons of Inspector Rex. There was a lot of seasons. Freaky says, I've been noticing a lot of Netflix originals are subtitled. Yep. Sally got Star. Good. Jen said, my traditional has 30 diamonds and each row took 20 minutes. What I'm going to do is after the live stream and I go and settle in inside, I will time how long a row takes, where I'm not, sitting and chatting and all that sort of stuff. And we'll see. Because I didn't think mine took an hour a row, but I also know I'm not doing, like John's doing the adventurous, so, or adventurer, and I'm not doing the adventurer. I'm just doing a traditional queen. So yeah, we'll see. I'm curious. I would like to see what sort of, rate I will go just, with me in the crochet. Does that make sense? Does that mean? Oh, yeah. His man wasn't half bad either. Nope. He was not. Liz B says, my favorite crime is Brokenwood, New Zealand awesomeness. I don't think I've ever seen it. Where are you watching that? Just so that, I can check it out. Holly says, what is Disney Star? So we're in Australia, Holly. I can't remember if you said you're in Australia or not, but Disney has an option, or it had an option. I'm not sure if it's, you need to look it up, but it's like an additional section. So within Disney, you had like the normal Disney stuff, plus we also get there, what's it called? National Geographic. We also got that as well, because Australian Disney was quite compact compared to the US Disney. And so they were adding in these additional things. And so they've added in Star, which is all this other stuff that now the Disney network own through different like subsidiaries of their business. So yeah. Oh, sorry, John. John's doing the traditional, but he's just changing it up a bit, not crazy stuff. Okay. Oh, Brendan finds it for you. Okay, I understand. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry, Alison. Please tell me you've only had to pull back a little bit, like a row or two at the most. That's one of the things I hate, is if I realize I've stuffed up a row and then I've actually got to pull back multiple rows to fix it, or it's normally at least 2 rows to fix it. The advantage is though, like if you stuff up, like say here, you can just pull back that row to there and then pull back that row to there and then fix that bit up and then that bit up. You don't have to go all the way back and then all the way forward again. That's one perk of all these ends. Oh, I hope you're able to fix it soon. It's at the beginning of the last row. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh. Disney Star is automatically added when you sign up in Australia. We just have to add in Australia. I don't know what is what the options are in other countries, but I'm glad to hear that it's an automatic thing now. Come on, little bit of stuff being all twisted around my yarn. So Louis, the naughty pup, has decided that chewing on yarn is just way too much fun and he's not going to stop doing it. And I'm just constantly like getting yarn off him and taking it away. And I'm like, where did you even find this? This yarn I have no idea I even owned. And I'm just like, where did you even find this? And he looks at me like, I'm not telling you. You will sort it out so I can't get to it anymore. He is so naughty. Oh, there you go. Chaos Creator has got a link in there for some Disney Star stuff. Dudes, I totally should be getting commission from Disney. Not that Disney would ever do that, but yeah. Lisby said, oops, sorry. Lisby has said that she's had the pullback multiple times. I had to do more pulling back at the start. I mean, in my brain, I'm sort of restarting, so I hope I don't have to. Annual sub for Disney is now $120. The month is $12. I think it was only $10 a month. Or $90 for the year when I signed up. Yeah, so we got an email, it'll be a couple of months ago now, saying that if we paid for a year in advance, like if we paid because we were doing the month to month for $10 a month. And they said that if we did the year in advance now, that we would be locked in for the pricing. Oops, I'm at the end. Hang on a second. So yeah, so there's no Star in the US. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so we did that. We locked in for the year and we paid $89.95 or something for 12 months of Disney, and that meant that when we did that, we also got upgraded to Star. So yeah, or not upgraded to, but Star was included. So no Star in Disney. You guys, I think you guys have more in your just standard selections though than what we do here, because Disney has sold a lot of rights to shows to. We have Foxtel in Australia, which is just trash panda, and so Foxtel buy the rights to shows. So yeah, spray bottle of water does work to a degree. Oops, hang on. Canada, UK, Canada, Singapore, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland. Okay, so they're all the places that get Star. Okay. Yeah, so Star's not available in the US. So sorry, guys. But you guys probably get better content, like more options in your original content than we do. My mum's Queen, I frog back several times. I think it's just a learning thing. Like we're learning how to do this. This is like a new thing. And your brain goes on a tear where you're just doing heaps and then you realize, oh, hang on a second. It's like when I got to the end here and I'd done 3 trebles and I'm like, oh, wait, nope, I can only do 2. So let me just get to the end of this row so I can say I finished a row during the live stream. Oh my gosh. And it took 2 hours. It's fine. And then 3. Hang on, I'm nearly there. And then a single crochet through both loops and get the scissors. How long a tail am I cutting off here? Like that long. There we go. We did a row. It's finished. A row is completed. Let me mark it off my chart. Oh my gosh. We completed a row. This is the first row I have done on my queen since the last time we live streamed with me doing my queen. So I don't even know. I can't even answer the question. I don't know how long ago. I love Disney and Star. It's so much fun. Yeah. A lot of the Star stuff is on Hulu, and we don't have access to Hulu in Australia. And do you guys get access to Hulu through your Disney login? Because I think that was the thing, and I think that was people in Australia were annoyed that we couldn't access Hulu even though we had Disney Plus. Sally says, well, only an hour because you probably didn't start till 10:30. Yeah, probably because, you know, rattling on about rubbish. Yeah. Modern Family and Deadpool Star is for adult stuff Disney owns. Yeah, it is definitely less kid-friendly for sure. Yeah. Should we? What's the time? It's 11:30. Yeah, we can totally. I've got the ball of purple. I got the purple. I'll pop you in the bag. Oh no! Come back. Go in there. Okay. I don't know. I had a Hulu account before Disney Plus existed. Okay. Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought there was a thing where you could connect your Disney Plus account to your Hulu, but I'm in Australia, guys. I get confused by how it works over there. But I do remember some Australians were having a bit of a whinge because we were paying the similar sort of money. And we were like, we get so much less content for the same money. How is that fair, Disney? I didn't think Disney would actually listen. Seems they may have. All right. Let me find the end on this. Oh, hello. Just attach a hook to it. That's the other hook. I don't want to use that one. All righty. Okay. Let's see what we can see here. In it goes. And I want to do it in between the legs. There we go. Okay. In there. Get off, red bit. You are not welcome. Okay. Chain 1. And then go back in. So I do my startup a little bit differently because my friend, my good friend Josephine showed us a way that would make it not at the start. So you didn't have to run through and tie the knots at the beginning of the row so that you could still just work in and join just like you do on the other end. So yeah, that's why I do it differently. Holly says you have to pay more for Hulu. Okay. Allison says, it seems we get less content with all of them compared to what they get in America. Yes. With a few, I've been able to log in with a VPN and see what the differences are. You can't do it with Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime will not let you log in with a VPN at all. It just goes, we notice you have a VPN on. Please turn it off. And it's just like, dudes, I could have my VPN on for my own personal privacy. 1, 2, 3. It may have nothing to do with the fact that my VPN is changing my location. When I use the VPN and log into Netflix, I don't have to change my location, so it doesn't change my speed up. So yeah. Yeah, I was watching you do that start. It looked weird. It is weird, and it feels off, and it feels wrong, but it creates a little knot at the start so that I can just do that work in straight into it and not have to, I don't have to do any, you know how at the end you've got to run through and tie knots on everything. I've realized some of these are a bit short, but anyway. Yeah, we do get that free healthcare though, but you could die before you can get access to some of it. When you get to that gold color, you'll be in the middle, happy dance. Yeah, I actually can't wait to start because now I'm going from the red and I'll be moving through the orange and the yellow and yeah, so I'll be very happy. Let's just say that I'll be very happy when I get there. It's going to be a little while yet. 1, 2, and then that. Let me just find my rhythm here, you guys. 1, 2, 3, that. 1, 2, 3, that. Okay. I think I've got it. Is that right? I think so. Yeah, it looks right. What was that knot thing that Josephine told you? I missed that. It was just a different way to do this. Oh, sorry, guys. It's a different way to do the starting single crochet, just so that it's already knotted, if that makes sense. You kind of just work it through the stitch. It's probably not 100% secure, but once you also crochet over it, it'll be a lot more secure. NCIS New Orleans is on now. I love NCIS New Orleans. I love listening to them talk. John says, I'm a few rows short of the last chart 3 repeat, then 4, then a couple of repeats of 5, and I'm done. I'm still on chart 1. I'm nearly finished the 3rd repeat of chart 1. So, you know, I want to finish this blanket. I wanted to be using it this winter. I can tell you, I probably really would have appreciated it because our heating is not working. And Tim even called today. Is it a standing SC that you're doing? No, it's not. Let me grab the red. Hang on. And an end. Now this red is really bad on the camera, okay? And so it may not be helpful at all. But what you do, hang on, I'll just move John's comment. Is you have your good long tail like usual. You go through your 2 loops there. You bring your tail through. You do your normal chain start, right? Then you go through to do that single crochet, and when you come through to, you know, just do the next loop to bring through for the single crochet, you actually bring the tail back around and use both the tail and the working yarn, so you've got both strands, and you bring that both through, and then I just keep pulling till the tail is out, and then once the tail flips out, then I bring that back, and then that's sort of locked in and it can't really go anywhere. Does that make sense? Does anybody want me to do that again? Try and find some better yarn to do it on that's not blowing out. I'm happy to do it again if you want me to. But Josephine showed it to me as a pretty cool little trick to get started. You still got to, you know, snug it out. So Yeah. Do you guys want me to do it again? No? That's cool. I'll use that. Not everything is covered, so you still need to, yeah, I have private cover because so many things aren't covered. All right, I'll keep going. Yeah, look, Australia's free health had, oh, Melissa wants me to do it again. Hang on a second. I'm doing its orcs. Okay. So to do it again, right? I'll try and bring it up. Okay. So you're just working, you're joining a yarn on with a normal like a normal chain, right? So you join a yarn on just like usual. Then you go back in to do your single crochet. You bring that loop through, but then before you do that last section, you bring the tail across and bring the tail and the loop through together. And then I just keep pulling the hook until the tail flips out and then draw it back in. So the tail's back where it's supposed to be. Okay. But if you do want to undo it, you've got to remember that that tail is looped through. So you've kind of got to, you know, dig it out and then you can undo it. Apparently. There we go. I just don't want to have this red joined on while I'm doing purple row. So I can ease of luggage. Anyway, yeah, so Australian public health system. If you're in a car accident and something happens and you end up in an emergency ward and you have to have life-saving operations and things like that, that's all free. That's all free. There's no one hitting you up for your private health insurance before they'll do, they want your Medicare card, but they will save your life and they will do all your surgeries and what have you. If you have a surgery like a what we call what is it, where it's not necessary but you want to get it done anyway, or you know you want to get it done faster, like my mum waited for three years for her knee replacement surgery and ended up in a wheelchair for 2 years while waiting. And yeah, so that's a thing. It's, you don't get it. Elective surgeries. Thank you guys. Elective surgeries. So elective surgeries, you're on a waiting list for God knows how long. Okay. It's just like whenever that surgeon's not doing some life-saving surgery and then they've got them booked in for like 11 million surgeries. Yeah. But if you, it's really good for things like emergency or allergic reactions, or going to your GP and things like that. Not all GPs bulk bill, so you do have to pay for some GPs. It depends on where you go. So yeah, it is. But if you're in, say, a car accident or you eat fish in a restaurant, you're allergic to fish or whatever, all of that will be covered. Your ambulance rides are generally even covered. It depends on the state. State by state, they do ambulance a bit differently. But generally speaking, even your ambulance is free if you pay an electricity bill, because you're covered that way. Oh, you didn't mean to start a thing. Sorry, John. Sorry, John. It's all good. It can be a lot of out-of-pocket expenses with private health cover. The only advantage for it is when you need elective surgery. I don't think so. Like I have private health, but you know, because I have glasses, it saves me money on my dental. Because in Australia, there's no free dental, like unless it's an emergency dental, and then you could be waiting ages anyway. So if you want any dental work done, you'll have to pay for that yourself. The printer just made its noise. That is scary. I don't understand why it does it. I'm a bit nervous. Melissa said, here you go. When I fell in a garden and dislocated my knee, everything was covered. The ambulance came and rescued me. Yeah. I think in Adelaide you get 1 free ambulance per person per year. Yeah, the printer is stretching. Yeah. I like that, John. That's less terrifying than it's haunted. So yeah. We can't even blame Tim. No, because he's not yet. I mean, we don't know. Louis could be inside surfing the net on my other laptop. I don't know. I mean, he could be in there getting ready to print some stuff. I mean, I do know he turns the television on. He definitely prefers the TV on. And so he will like stomp on the remote control until it comes on. That can be terrifying in the middle of the night. Chaos Creator said 30 years ago, ambulance cover wasn't part of your power bill and you had to pay per trip. Yes, that's absolutely true. And the problem, yeah, and it was about $700 a ride because you could buy ambulance cover optionally, but most people didn't. And it was just, yeah, it was just insane. And also people were calling an ambulance, getting the ride, and then refusing to pay the bill. So they found a way to make sure the ambulance was covered, at least in Queensland. I don't know how it's done in other states. Yeah, like, and Jackie and Chintamani both have a point. It definitely depends on your personal circumstances as to whether private health is worth it. So for us, with Tim's income, private health was worth it just because of the tax rebate that you get for having private health insurance. Like, because if you have private health insurance, you don't have to pay the Medicare levy, and so it was worth it just for that. But then, you know, because we all go and get remedial health and stuff done every single month and things like that, and that's all covered as well. Ambulance paid by the power bill. Y'all are weird. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. In Queensland, you used to pay a yearly subscription. It was only $30. And if you didn't pay the $30, it was $700 a ride. Yeah. Alison says, and your age also, because we find that we use our private a lot for dental and optical. Yeah, we use a lot for dental, optical, and things like massage and chiro and things like that. So it's worth it for us. Oh my gosh, we had to pay $1,000 when we called an ambulance twice in 24 hours. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's an additional levy. So like you get your power bill stuff like blah, 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 and then it says ambulance levy, and then that's included. And they figure everyone has to pay for power, so that way everyone is covered. And if you have kids, yeah, private for ortho, braces for everyone. Absolutely. That made a big difference in our braces price for Abby. So yeah, like, and that's the thing. You have to sit down, you need to work it out, go through all the different plans and the options and work out if it's good for you. For me, it's worth it. It may not be for you. But it is a decision you have to make. Like, do you want to do it? Because the reality is you don't need it for everyday emergency care. You don't need it, and you're better off not using it. The public emergency systems are better than the private emergency systems, in my opinion. So a couple of years ago, probably more than a couple of years ago, I was away at the Gold Coast craft camp retreat thing they had, and I get this phone call from Tim, who was off his face. He was flying high. He'd had multiple green whistles, apparently. Tim had an accident roller skating with Abby and broken his leg. And it was like a spiral fracture inside rollerblades. It was very bad. And the ambulance driver said to Tim, do you have private health or do you want to go to the public hospital? And Tim was like, no, I got private health. Let's go to the private hospital. And so they did. And the advantage of that was the public hospitals that particular day were totally like full. And so going to the private was better. The catch was, which he didn't know, is that he had to pay a fee as he went in the door. It was only like $180 or something, which in the scheme of private health is not a lot. But it was how they stopped walk-ins. And just people just coming in off the street being silly. The problem was because Tim had a green whistle, he was no longer classed as mentally able to make a medical decision like that. So they had to wait the hours it took for me to get there just to swipe the credit card. Now go fix him. They kept him pain relieved and all that sort of stuff, but they wouldn't actually do anything. But in saying that, they had like top quality surgeon come in on a Sunday to do his, he's got all sorts of like braces, and Abby's like, you guys don't even want to know what Abby's plan is for Tim when he's dead. Anyway, but he's got all sorts of like titanium plates and stuff in his leg. He broke it really badly. And but yeah, they did all that on a Sunday. So, like, thank God we had private health, because then he had a private room at the hospital for a week and physio. And I was just like, dude, you should have just gone to the public hospital. Dentist told my ex to budget for braces for the kids. I told her, yep, you should definitely do that. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. The thing is, people would rarely put aside the money they spend on private health to cover them in case. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, you could totally save up for it, saving the however much, like $200 a month or whatever it is, save that up until you need it. But who actually does that? Like, not many people. Alison says our ambulance is included in your private cover. That's awesome. Jen says, I have to get hearing aids and I dread it because I don't know if my insurance will cover it all. Ouch. Yeah, that's insane. Because here, if you wanted just basic ones, yeah, it'd 100% be covered. If you wanted fancy-ass ones, you might have to pay a difference. Oh, I said a bad word. My cousin lives in Australia and her oldest son was born with a health condition, and they find that it's better for their family to have private. Yep. My youngest brother stacked his bike, and the people who lived in the house that he stacked it outside called an ambulance, and the ambos just took him to the closest hospital. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, and because of where Tim's accident was, he was in the same driving distance to 3 different hospitals, so they gave him the choice. Oh, hang on. But then he was a child, so then they transferred him to the children's hospital. Yeah. Here you go. 12 years ago, me and a friend were in a car accident. My friend was airlifted from Stanthorpe to Brisbane for major leg surgery, femur rods, etc. Hospital for ages, $0. Yeah, that's right. And not even for the we got, ouch. That's bad. Yeah, but that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm glad that we've got the option now. Well, I'm glad that they do it now as part of the electricity bill, because, that was bad. Mind you, I think because people see it as a free option now, they try and ring them for basically taxi rides to the hospital when they could have gotten themselves there. Not that any of us would do that, but I do know that it happens. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's insanity. Like, and the different health systems around the world have to work out different ways that work for them. I know that there was an insurance company that an American insurance company bought an Australian insurance company and tried to implement how American insurance works. And basically they got sued and lost because Australian insurance doesn't work the same way. And they were like shocked. They were like, what do you mean we can't charge them for that? And it's just like, no, you should be planning for that instance, including it in your fees and stuff. And they're like, no, we just get it back. And they're like, no. And it was about at that point that we found out about the subscription. Yes. John says, I could literally walk to the hospital in my city. I mean, I could walk there too, to mine, in half an hour to an hour, and I wouldn't want to do it if I was like bleeding. I would drive. I mean, if I could drive, I would totally have driven husband to the hospital. Fair enough. My hearing aids would normally cost $5,000 as they aren't covered by the government. Luckily, the audiologist fixed it, so I got a discount to $2,000. There you go. See? Sandy Gochi says, I needed an ambulance. It was going to cost $1,000, but I knew the paramedic, so she halved it. Nah, 5 minutes, 10 if limping. I like that. If limping. I mean, I basically have to add the if limping to all of my planning time things. It's like Tim and Abby will be like, oh, it'll only take 10 minutes to walk there. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm driving. And Tim just looks at me and he goes, oh, yeah, because that's more like a half an hour walk for you, isn't it? And I'm like, so, yeah. So we tend to do this thing, right, where we'll all be going out together. And Tim will just drop me and Abby off at the door together, and then he'll go off and park the car. And we'll just sit there and wait the 10 minutes for him because he power walks. He's like this super power walker. So, yeah. I've even driven myself to emergency. Hubby had to come and get my car when they admitted me. That's the thing. Maybe it could be like a taxi. Can you get me to the closest hospital? Can you get me to the closest hospital you can for $20? Oh, dear. No. I'm getting very dry and raspy. Very dry and raspy indeed. I'm going to drink more tea. Drink more tea. So, everybody, you've got your current projects that you're working on right now. Like I'm working on a queen. I'm also making an amigurumi unicorn. They're the current projects that I'm literally working on. Not that are whips, but they're the ones that are actually getting the work. What is your other project? So you've got your project you're doing now. What other projects are you switching backwards and forwards from? And if you don't do that, what's your next planned project? And while I drink the tea, you guys can comment. And the other thing is, I'm sure probably everybody who's here in this live stream know this, but we have the Fiberific Fun Zone, so we can continue our conversations over there, and you can show us photos of what you're working on. Freaky Geek is knitting socks and a sweater. Good job. Do they match or are they very different? Just out of curiosity. Kim is sewing. That's right. You're doing a pattern test. Hurry up and finish that because I need my list of things I've got to buy for the retreat. You're working on Russell's sea shawl. Nice. Lisby wants to get back to the Cosmic Cal. That sounds good. Oh, but not at the same time, Freaky. I get it. Back to the medical stuff. I worked in an emergency room for 10 years and people call an ambulance for the most minor things because they didn't want to wait to be seen by a doctor. Yeah, that happens. No, not matching. I don't want them striking a spark. Very funny. Melissa is knitting. But knitting what? Are you still knitting the same thing? Chaos Creator, I have Melissa's beanie, my knitted tee, and my Zoomy blanket. I forgot to put in a photo of my Zoomy blanket. I will get my photo. And did you guys all see the photos of the Zoomy blankets? And I've still got to put together the documents so that you guys can add in if you want to do it. I know that I have not done that yet. So don't panic. You haven't missed it. I just haven't done it. The patchwork quilt is my other nemesis. I've made some baby blankets and slippers and stuff, but I have 3 more queens to make. Oops, hang on. What did I do there? I want to play with the amigurumi too. Never did those. Amigurumi can be really fun if you get a good pattern. Some amigurumi patterns are just trash bags and some are fantastic. And the thing I'm finding, especially with these ones that I'm doing at the moment from Erin and Lee, they're so clear. I love it. I really do. I can't wait to finish one and show you guys. Oh no, all the puffs. Sally says, I haven't done a crochet for ages. Finally finished knitting the warp shawl for my sister. Need to take a break. So take a break of knitting or take a break of yarn. I'm about to start making squares, my own pattern for homeless blankets. Nice job. Nice job. I've tried knitting, but it's hard to learn lean on my side with the tiny needles. I want to make my rainbow socks. I understand. Kathy has about 12 rows to go. Current is a poncho and the future is Tina's zipper bags. How good do those zipper bags look? Oh my God. They're on my list for sure. If the picture's on Facebook, I may have seen it. Lisby says, sign me up. Yes, the shawl and the scarf, trying to finish projects, also crocheting Shelley husband's granny square cowl. Nice. I have a bunch of patterns and some kits that came with garbage yarn. Garbage yarn. Working on a tendril shawl, the C2C teddy bear blanket, and a blanket for my sister. You know, I've never done a Grafgan. It should be on my list, shouldn't it? Like a C2C with color work and image. Like, I think they look fantastic. I've just never done one. I think a big part of it is because Abby's too old for like cutesy things, and I'd want to do a cutesy one. Yeah. I spent a day working on this braided cow with my chunky hand spun, but ended up not having enough yarn, so I had to rip it back and making a narrower version. Oh, I hate it when you have to do that. John says, I want to relearn knitting. I saw some Aussie chick talking about this continental thing on YouTube. It's definitely worth a try, John. Definitely worth a try. I've just realized, right? I'm like, oh, my second light's out. No, it's not. It's still sitting here on the charger. Sally says, no, I just need to generally take a break. My wrist and elbows got sore. Fair enough. Fair enough. Are you a chicken knitter? Chicken knitters. That's awesome. You guys have got so many fun things. John says, do a cutesy Grafgan of a corgi and send it to me. My daughter likes cutesy stuff and corgis. I like corgis. I wonder if Abby would like something with the dog on it. She likes the dog. Abby is, I suppose the thing is, Abby's, 16, and therefore anything I make is trash. It's not, I didn't buy it, so therefore it's trash. I just realized I don't have my brand thing. There we go. Branded. Back to the comments. Yeah. It's so disappointing. And like, we'll be at the shops, right? And she'll be like, oh my God, Mom, look at this jumper. This jumper is so cute. Mom, buy me this jumper. And I'm like, Abby, I'm not spending $65 on an acrylic jumper for you. I can make it. I can make it for you in wool. I could make it for you in bamboo cotton. I could make, no, I don't want you to make it. Making it is trash. I want to buy this one. This one's great. I'm like, then buy it with your money. I'm like, I would happily spend $100 on the yarn for you, but I'm not going to buy that jumper because it's like acrylic trash. Molly is 8. Oh, Molly. That's cute. I'm not going to make any promises, John, because obviously me and time is not good. She might get it by the time she's 16. Just to throw that out there. Hey, Ruth's in the chat. Hey, Ruth. Make a cutesy one for the pup. He'd probably just eat it and rip it up. Oops, hang on. Ruth is working on a baby blanket and a Stephen West boneyard shawl. Nice. I keep threatening to buy Kmart hoodies and just cricket a logo onto them. I mean, she could be 60. She could be 60. Like, yeah. Totally. Because the last time I made an amigurumi was a few years back, quite a few years back, probably 6 or 7 years, because Abby stopped liking that sort of thing. She used to love it. I used to make her all sorts of amis. We've still got heaps of them here. I made her this sort of, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it was basically this bunny rabbit shaped thing. And I made all sorts of clothes so she could dress it and things like that. She loved that. And it's still around. We've still got it here somewhere. And I think I did an Anamenko as a pattern test. And because I had to send the actual doll back that I'd made, Abby was just so disappointed. She was like, you need to make me an Anamenko. And I never made her one. And that was it. That was when she started hating handmade. So it's probably my own fault. So, yeah, it is definitely one of those things. Sorry, I'll just get back into the position of under the camera. So this afternoon, my plan is something very exciting, which is basically take this project into the living room. I've got to see if I can work on it with Louis around. He might try and eat it. That would be disappointing. Because I would hate this to have to be a craft shed only project. So, yeah, because Louis is a toe rag. He chews all the things. But what I should do is get the water squirty bottle refilled and pop it next to my chair so that if he starts to put his little dog mouth anywhere near it, I can just give him a squirt. And then he will never, never know. Because that's the trick. You got to make it look like you didn't squirt him, so you kind of got to pull the squirt and then quickly put it away so they can't see it. Holly says, I did an alpaca C2C pattern by Make and Do Crew for my 1-year-old niece, and it turned out awesome, and it's nice and big so she can grow into it. Yeah, I've never been a big believer of the little tiny blankets for the little kids' bed. Like, I've always done like single blankets for kids' beds so that they can have it for a long time. But yeah, it's that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Definitely like that idea. Well, you guys, I just looked at the clock and I noticed that you all kept very quiet that it was midday. Nobody was like time or anything like that. I'm very proud of myself and my voice that we made it all the way to 12 o'clock. I wasn't sure if we would make it today. And we did. Yay. And we did crochet. We actually did craft today. Like last week we did no craft, or the week before, I don't think. 0 crafting happened. Whereas today, craft. So I'm pretty proud of us. I'm pretty proud. My plans this afternoon is to go and have your jab and then maybe go to Bunnings to look for new lounge room light fittings and maybe work on your queen. Yeah. Freak is like, darn, we don't get to go for 6 hours today. John says, oh, we figured you'd want to finish that row. Like, I do want to finish that row, but there's actually, do you know what, John? I'm going to stay because there's actually less of this row left than I thought. So you're right, John. I'm going to stay until I finish this row. So, maybe another 5 minutes. So, yeah, good call, John. Good call. Even though the camera angle is very blue and I look quite sick, I'm not quite that sick. Okay. All right. Keep crocheting, Chantel. Keep crocheting. Hopefully you're doing it right. You don't have to just go inside and realize you've done it wrong and have to pull it all out, because that's horrid. So what's the worst frog you've had to do where you were decided that you're like, no, I can't unsee a mistake. I've totally got to pull back and then redo it. Like, I'm not talking where you completely rip it out and give up and never work on that project. I'm talking about where you frog it and keep going back. So what's the worst one you've had to do? Oh, thanks, Kathy. Great job on my queen. Jackie's got to go. Bye, Jackie. So on that note, I've got to go as well. Bye. Have an awesome day, you guys. Don't float, Jackie. I did forget my crown, though. It's in the craft room. It's still here. It still exists. But I did forget it. You're right. Totally forgot the crown to work on my queen. I actually think Abby's doing some of the drive. Tim and Abby are going to visit Tim's brother, who lives a couple of hours away. So Tim took the day off work. Abby's on holidays and doesn't have work tonight. So today was the day. I'm like, but you guys, I'm live streaming. They're like, oh, it's all right. We'll go. I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, have fun then. Kim says there was that spin your granny blanket that I did and I had to frog the joining 3 times. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Where you kept joining it and giving up. 6 rows of my garter shawl, not a good thing to do when you're upset with bad news. No, I can imagine. Sally says when I had to fix the mistake on my knitted shawl and put in a lifeline and then stuffed it up, thankfully my mum helped me out. Sometimes it's nice having a knitting buddy around. Not even so much that they're better knitters than you or anything like that, but just to give you the moral support to let you know that A, it happens to everybody, and B, let's fix it together. Oh, goodness me. I'm trying to keep crocheting, you guys. Bye, Sally. Sorry, mods, I didn't give you any warning that I decided just to keep going. So I understand if you can't hang out. Thank you for the blessings, you guys. Kim says Sally's top that I did 3 times because I didn't write up the changes I wanted to make to it. Oh, my goodness. Melissa says I have lots of knitting buddies, thankfully, especially Chaos Creator. Yeah, who does your knitting for you? That's awesome. And his Embrace had a couple of frogs too. Yep. Kathy says I need to learn the lifeline thingy. Yeah, it's very helpful. It's very helpful. And if you do it while you're knitting and just drop in a lifeline every now and again, it's even less stressful. It's just a really good thing to do. Like I tend to do it definitely when I'm knitting lace. And sometimes like I probably put them in less frequently just for some straight knitting. But yeah, if ever I'm doing any sort of patterning or anything like that, I'm sticking in a frog line. Kim says only because I made a frog the whole thing. I mean, yeah, there's that. John says, I saw someone local who has wool roving for sale. She said it was $15 white and grey, but she didn't say how much weight-wise. I would definitely ask that question. I'm not sure what kind of weight you get for that kind of money. And also ask what the micron is so you can find out how soft it is. And if she can give you a staple length as well, that would be nice. That should all be really in there. But you know, she could just be destashing as well. If I'm destashing, I don't tend to put all that info in there. Look, we've only got this little bit left to go. You guys are awesome. And that means we get 2 rows done. Oh, my gosh. It took an hour and a half to do the first one and then like 40 minutes to do the second one. Oh, my goodness. Kathy says, I have over 250 stitches on my shawl and more to come. Yeah. I would definitely be learning the lifeline thing. So do you have a lot of stitch markers in your project is my first question for you. Because you need to make sure that your lifelines go around the outside of your stitch markers. Otherwise, the stitch markers get caught in the lifeline, as Kim can attest to. Did you guys, I meant to ask, like you guys are all hanging out late. Did anybody jump in on the Scott Snyder sale for spindles? Because I did. I bought 3. I have 3 spindles coming. So excited. So excited. There was one that it was just like, this spindle is in 7 people's baskets. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's in mine. And I'm going straight to the checkout. Bring. So I've got some cool spindles on their way. I've got 3 different ones, 2 gliders, so a medium and a large, I think, off the top of my head, and also one of his top whirl spindles, top whirl drop spindles. I don't really have many of those, but it had like all the clockwork etching on it, and I was just like, you know what, if I'm gonna like be a hard, you know, Scott Snyder fangirl, I've got to try one of his top whirls. So that's what I did. Kathy says only 4, 1 on each side and 2 in the middle. Okay, so you just need to make sure that when you're placing your lifeline, so if you have it running during your knitting, just to remember to make sure your stitch markers, like the lifeline's not going through your stitch markers, it needs to go around them. Do you get a sheep with each item? No, I think you get a sheep per order. I don't think you get a sheep per item. Although I did get 2 sheep the other day for my last order. And did I get 2 sheep? No, maybe I only got 1. I don't remember now. Melissa says might have done. Lisby said I wanted to, but I'm trying to be good. Well, because it was like 20% off or 25% off or something. And I was just like, okay. It didn't take me much to decide. I was just like, I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I definitely spindle more in live streams. It will be a live stream unboxing. the spindle I bought a few weeks ago was already discounted, I think. Okay. All right. You only showed one with the big box. Yeah, I think there was only the one. 1, 2. Oh, I'm at the end. Hang on. Let me just read the instructions for the end. 1, 2, 3. And then that one goes in there. Hang on a second. And then 1 and 2. And that one goes in there. And then 1, 2, and 3. And the one at the end. Oops. Woohoo! And snippity snip snips. All right, you guys, we finished. We made it to the end. Look at that. We did 2 rows. Quick, I'll just mark off this last row. 2 rows, 2 rows. We did 2 rows. Thank you guys for keeping me company while I actually got 2 rows done. I'm so excited. So this camera handles the light so much better. Maybe what I need to do is instead of getting a new camera for over here, I should get a better quality camera from my top down. And then we could have good color everywhere. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, that's an idea. So 2 hours, 2 rows. Yeah. So what I'll do is this afternoon, once I sort of settle down and everything like that, I'll sit down and I'll set a timer and see how long it takes me just to do a row, not really thinking about it, like just working on it, not chatting. And then I'll let you know in the Fiberific Fun Zone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this extra bit of time as well, like 2 hours plus. I really appreciate that you guys give me the support that you do. And I will catch you all next week. So see you later. If I can find the things. See ya. Bye.